We tried many
Okay.
variations of this aircraft in X-Plane to see what to build for real. And so the next thing you knew, we were building the simulator to try out what we would build for real, train the test pilots before they'd fly the real airplane. And because Beta was building prototypes so fast, and is to this day, if I was ever wrong, it was quickly found out when we deployed the real aircraft if the real aircraft didn't match the sim. And so I was forced by my need to support the company, support the mission, and do a job that would never come back to bite us later. To absolute 100% top-notch, mathematically provable on the stand, provable in a deposition level of support and delivery of the math. And while I'm doing this with Microsoft Flight Sim, they won't even let you use their sim for training. They don't even want to use it for training. And I'm up here at the test pilot level for the most aerodynamically and mathematically complex airplane you're going to find. So it's a radically different direction. Now,
gotcha.
I toot my horn on flight model all day long. Well, Microsoft can turn around and toot their horn on their incredible 3D scenery that I don't have.
Well, allow me to paraphrase. You're sort of talking a little bit of collaboration, though, right, Austin? You're talking about there's an open collaboration. You're working directly with those manufacturers. Here's where I sort of want to tie Orbix in. Talk about a little bit, and this is to you, Anna. Talk about a little bit of the work and the collaboration that Orbix has with X-Plane 12 and you guys working together.
Well, we have been developing scenery for X-Plane, for a long time, and so we will definitely continue to do that. And we're putting the content across, and to do that, we will need some help. So we are our developers, and Sante being one. We've got access to the data and looking at our products and how they move across. And Austin says that, everything is going to have backward compatibility, which is really good. But definitely some of these footage that I see on screen is amazing. And so we still haven't scratched the surface of this, and we don't know what we're going to do next with it, really. But certainly looks fantastic from here.
So about this to me is we're at first principles flight modeling. Ben is making the first foray into first principles.
Can you elaborate on that? I mean, call me the complete noob. What's first flight modeling? Please enlighten me and our audience.
First principles means we're not just imitating what we want to imitate. We're not just doing whatever a focus group said. No, we're going down to the fundamental physical laws. Wow. So X-Plane, and this could turn into a 2-hour presentation. I could break it if we have time, but I'll give you a quick equation. Okay, I'll give you a quick equation. The lift on a bit of airplane wing is equal to the coefficient of lift at CLS v squared rho over 2. The coefficient of lift times the area times the velocity squared times the air density divided by 2.
Did everyone in the audience catch that? Write it down. Quiz at the end.
That is a fundamental first principles or close to first principles law. It's a law that all airplanes follow. It's not based on a focus group. It's not based on PR. It's not based on marketing. It's based on physics. And this is the absolute core tight little code loop of X-Plane. Finding the force acting on each little bit of the aircraft. Then it builds up all the forces to get the total forces moments on the airplane and turns out to accelerations, velocities, and positions. And so you're moving across the sky, which is also known as flying. So first principles means you're following the physics and you don't really care whether you like the answer or not. The answer that you get is the answer you get in reality. So
I've always wanted to get my PPL, Austin. And particularly, I've wanted to do it in the SR22. Now, all of my buddies have recommended that I don't learn in the SR22 due to the costs, right? But I'm not going to list them. 2 questions for you. What do you think about the SR22 in terms of a learner aircraft? And do you have an aircraft of your own?
Yeah, wow, talk about great questions. Because here's why. So the Cirrus SR22 that Evan's popped up on screen here, that's the first airplane I owned. First airplane I ever owned was
really?
22. It's a Centennial Edition,
Gotcha.
100 years anniversary of flight. It was the same color as the Wright Flyer, kind of a beige linen color. And I flew that thing for, 800 hours, 1,000 hours, one end of the country to the other, over and over and over. So it's a great little airplane, 310 horsepower. That's SR22. I think it's 220 horsepower if you get the SR20. It's a fine airplane to learn to fly in. Absolutely fine. Consult your local airport for rates and compare that to your income from the YouTube streams and see. That's always the goal. But I'm not going to try to comment as to how much it costs for you. I can tell you it's a little airplane, and I love the airplane. So
I'll get back to you on the math there, Austin.
Okay, yeah, that's part of the game.
To kind of, it's hard to put my finger on one new feature, but one that I know that people will enjoy is actually, I know that people use orthophoto imagery for a lot of their scenery. Having the ability to have actual water on top of ortho scenery is going to be a big one. So that's definitely going to be one that people are going to be enjoying. And in terms of products, that allows us as well to, better shape water canals and rivers in some of our airports, even where the base ortho is there, but we can also, without having to touch the mesh too much, we could add a little bit more realistic features to some of the airports, and you see these ditches and stuff like that. So that there's so many different details that I can touch on, but I think that's probably one of the highlight ones that I see.
You touched on scenery, Santiago. This next question from Snaz MC actually touches upon this. Now, a lot of people have been asking this question. This is probably the second most popular question. Will we see an FTX Global for X-Plane like there is for FXX or P3D, or will there be improvements to the default scenery? Now, this might be for Austin to answer, but let's see.
For me?
For you.
Wait, I'm sorry. I thought this was an Orbix question. I'm sorry. Back up. Give me the question again.
Will we see an FTX Global for X-Plane like there is for FSX or P3D?
No, I'm not sure I can say that right now. So first of all, I don't understand enough about what the product is that you're referring to. Because I don't fly those other sims. If you want to back it up and set it up in a more generic context.
Sure. So, a lot of people use Ortho and X-Plane. And so I'm curious if Orbix or X-Plane has any plans to see an FTX Global. So, as you know, Orthos, especially when you get down to the smaller millimeter size, right, the files grow exponentially. I'm curious if there's any thoughts there.
Right, which takes me back to where I think we started this whole interview, which is I need to give worldwide coverage so people can install quickly, not overflow a hard drive, let them go anywhere, let them install it at once. And so we're limited in that detail. We're not getting down to the millimeter size ortho photo for just the reasons of space and download and server and hard drive. It takes away from the ability to give you the entire world right now.
All right, everyone. It looks like we have a viewership of, hold on, Evan, how many do we have? 35 million? Okay, that's a small crowd. It's kind of a little small. But imagine if 100 million people were listening to us, including mom and dad, governments, heads of state. Everyone is listening. Anna, what message do you have to those folks?
Oh, 35 million people.
It's 100 million in this case.
100 million people. Sorry, 100 million people. Go out more and with your flight simulator and go and kind of explore places, right? So I'm kind of like that idea a lot. I like a lot the idea of the visiting the world through something that you like doing, and so just pick it up and go and explore.
Explore the world. Santi, same question. 100 million people are watching, okay? Barack Obama's got you on the mobile phone. What are you saying?
Well, just similar to what Anna was saying, I think it'd be, it's a perfect opportunity to share the world that we all occupy, right? The one world that we all call home. It's a beautiful planet, so share it with each other. Hop on a sim, show each other around.
Beautiful. I love that. Austin, lastly but not leastly, you, 100 million people, mom, dad, governments, everybody's watching right now. What do you got to say to everybody?
It is a beautiful planet. Let's not screw it up. Let's move towards airplanes that don't pollute. I've got one in the world, one of those right here, an electric airplane. It's going to preserve the planet. And a fascinating thing about X-Plane is it's a tiny little future prediction. You're looking at a little computer algorithm that predicts a little bit of the future. And it's available for anyone that wants to see a little glance at what the future is going to look like. And maybe it's just a future of what their flight is going to look like if they fly a Cirrus SR-22. Maybe it's what their future is going to look like if they fly a Boeing 737 commercially or professionally one day. Or maybe it's a little deeper look into the future. What's the next generation of aircraft that we're going to fly? X-Plane goes to first principles, and because of that, it's designed to tell the future. And you're about to have a chance with X-Plane 12 to take a little glimpse into what that future might look like.
Beautiful and well said, Austin. And I hate to answer my own question, but if 100 people are watching, I would say, Butter Club, get in there. But that's our time, everyone. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'd like to thank our panelists, Anna from Orbix, Santi of Orbix and X-Plane, and of course, Austin from X-Plane. You guys are amazing. Thank you for speaking with me. Now, it has been an honor being your moderator. My name is Sky Command, aka Sky C. If you want more of me for some reason, you can head over to twitch.tv/Sky Command and give me a follow there. We're also on TikTok. We're on YouTube. Why are we on YouTube? But seriously, it has been amazing. I would like to thank Evan and the FSA again. And not only will I see you at FS Expo 2023, my company, Plus Up Technologies, is powering the AV and the power for FS Expo. So I'm proud to say that FS Expo 2023 will be powered by my company, Plus Up. So I will see you guys there, okay? Make sure you take a picture. And with that, we are going to go ahead and get out of here. Again, it is truly a pleasure. Have a great evening. Good night, and we will see you next time. Evan, over to you.
Yes, and thank you. And I'll keep the Austin screen share up as long as I possibly can here, and we'll see when he decides to stop sharing his screen because it's fun to watch. But you can hear my voice even though you can't see me. I am here, I do exist, and I am going to give away some more prizes. So for everyone who's entered the contest at some point today, anyone who has entered the contest over at flightsimoassociation.com/contest, here is your chance, that last chance today, to win 11 more prizes. So here they come. I am starting. And unfortunately, I'm going to have to switch over to show my screen at some point. But let me just remind you before I do that, if I announce that you're the winner, info@flightsimoassociation.com is the email you need to reach me at within the next 24 hours. I'll reply back to you with prize information. And remember,